as you can see, there's a Himalayan behind me. I was sitting here cleaning it and admiring the thunderstorm. We're getting lots of rain, which is good. And I decided that maybe I should possibly do a little mini review on the modifications I've made. And I noticed that another YouTuber who did a review on his Himalayan used Post-it notes and put it all over his bike. And actually that's a pretty good idea because you can forget what mods you've done if you've done too many. So let me put some Post-it notes on this and we'll get started. Hey guys, as you can see there's a Himalayan behind me with Post-it notes all over it. I got this idea from another YouTuber on 2 Feet, I believe. I'll post a link to his site in the description. Anyway, the idea is that it's kind of hard to talk about your upgrades when you're doing a walk around because you can forget what upgrades you've done. So he put a Post-it note on everything that he's changed or modified. So I thought I would do that on mine and talk about some of the changes I've made. So let's start at the front. We can start here. I got to post it on the forks, and I think because the suspension is something I've modified, I've put Racetech gold emulators in the front forks and 15 weight oil and Hagen rear shock in the rear. So that was a pretty massive improvement as far as having the ability to, especially in the rear, to adjust rebound damping. And it tended to lift the back of the bike a little bit too, that shock did. Maybe an inch, maybe a little less. So there's going to be some fork extensions, I think. Cooper B sells them. Put on the top of these forks, they replace the caps and allows you to slide your forks down a little bit. So anyway, that's the suspension part of it. What we got here, we have, I think that's just a black KLR or KLX fender I put on there. Removed the lower fender. Not sure if I'm going to stay with that or not. I put the brace back because it may have some fork brace properties. I don't know. We'll see. I have tubeless wheels from Bartubliss in Italy, front and rear, and so I'm running these Midas, however you want to say it, pronounce it, tires, tubeless right now, and they've been on here for probably, I want to say at least 500 miles, and no problems yet. Working pretty good. Really like them. Brake pads. There's another Post-it note here. I swapped out the front brake pads with EBC brake pads, and they grip a little better. So there was some pretty good improvement on the front brake. It was a little weak in my opinion. The back brake seemed okay, but the front brake was it needed some help. Let's see. We have the Givy. Pick your choice of pronunciation. Crash guards. I believe that's what this Post-it note is for. And they seem to do a pretty good job. They fit really well. They bolt up in the front to 2 motor mount bolts. And in the back here, there's a rod that goes all the way through. It comes with them. And it's threaded on each end, and you use that point to secure them. Fuel tank here. This is a AliExpress, eBay / Amazon. I want to say it's a 1.3 gallon. What is that? 5 liters gas can. I used the bracket here from India to bolt the adapter for the gas can. and it's worked really well. During my commute, I tend to push one leg of the trip, which almost uses all of my gas, so having a little extra gas is always good. And you never know, I might run into someone who needs gas. Here we have some yellow driving lights. Those are from Amazon specials. They put out a rectangular beam, mostly on there for traffic avoidance, but they do work fairly well. It's been getting dark sooner, so I've been having to use my headlights. I replaced my headlight because mine started to fall apart. The little city light broke off, fell on the bottom. I fixed it, but I also struggled to find a good LED that would fit in that housing, so I just replaced the whole thing with a DOT Jeep headlight. Again, from Amazon. Works great. I got to use it the other night in the rain. This is a Pug windscreen extension, and I really like that. I've used it on this bike, the Versys 300, and my Africa Twin, and it's actually, for its size, it's pretty amazing what it accomplishes. Something else I learned recently riding in the rain is I can also tilt it like that, and any wind coming up through here will deflect right straight into my face, which helps keep the rain clear of my visor. These little mounts are pretty stiff, which I guess is a good thing, otherwise it wouldn't maintain its position. These handguards are AliExpress / Amazon / eBay handguards for a Versys 300, and with just a little bit of work they fit fine. They're not really hand guards, they're wind deflectors. I mean, I don't think there's much guarding going on here if you were to go down, but yeah, all I did was use a couple washers underneath for spacers so that you weren't tightening only against the plastic, and I spaced that out and used a larger washer here, and they work great. There's a metal plate here that attaches to the mirror, and of course you can bend that to whatever. They're kind of a universal type of deal, although they're sold as being for a Versys 300. I got adjustable levers. I think those were from eBay. I'm going to try to look up or post links for everything I'm talking about here. Got a post-it note on the gas tank, and I think that's because I have a carburetor kit installed from Hitchcocks. The carburetor kit basically comes with everything you need to switch over from fuel injection to carburation. It's a bit of a project. It's not hard. It's just time consuming because you have to take everything out, airbox, everything, to get the access you need. You'll also will be removing your fuel pump. I have a video on this, and replacing the fuel pump with a petcock, and the fuel line just runs over to the carburetor, obviously. What do we have here? Oh, Oxford hand warmers. Gotta have those. I mean, it doesn't get that terribly cold in Southern California, but I commute through the mountains every day, and it gets in the 30s. So I have a stretch that's, sometimes in the 30s and 40s, and the hand warmers come in handy. Up here on the instrument cluster, I kind of fabricated a ram ball mount out of some steel strap. And then this is a USB power supply that I made a mount out of PVC and some styrene plate. And then I just double-sided tape stuck it to the top of the instrument cluster. Let's see. Oh, the seat cover. It's a Sahara seat cover. I got it directly from their website out of India. Took about a week and a half to get it. It's pretty decent. The quality is really good for what you pay for it. I'm happy with it. It did have a wrinkle start here from getting wet the other day, so I don't know if I need to tighten it up or what I need to do to fix that. These are basically seat covers. They go on over your existing seat and they have a drawstring around the bottom. So possibly I can tighten that up and get rid of that wrinkle. Mounted a GB monokey plate on the stock 2022 luggage rack. Pretty straightforward. You take this plate out, that's held on by screws here. And then there's screws going down through with nuts on the bottom. These are the Royal Enfield luggage racks. Nothing really special about those. You kind of have to bend them to make them fit. Of course, I think everybody knows that. Custom. DeKelvik exhaust, full exhaust system with no cats. Because I'm running a carburetor, I didn't want to, deal with any issues that might arise from running catalytic converters with the carburetor. Had the spark arrestor in there. That's an additional $70, I believe. Tires, we have Mitas EO 7s. I think these are Enduro Dakar or something like that. Chain is still stock chain. I relocated the, hopefully this GoPro is focusing. I don't know how well it focuses close up. But I relocated the temperature sensor from under the seat to this old turn signal hole. It's really not any more accurate, so I don't know that, if there's anything you can do to get that to be accurate. I guess it's not really that important. Double take mirrors. I love the double take mirrors. Have them on this and the Versus, and I'm probably going to put a set on the Africa Twin. And let's see, what else we have here? We have a sticker that's falling off. I think that probably about covers everything. I did put an LED bulb in the rear light that flashes 3 times when you put the brake on. Let's see what we got here. Yep, still doing its thing. And the headlight, what do we have here? Yep, it's definitely an LED. I think that's about it. So now I have probably a $7,000 Royal Enfield Himalayan. But I bought this with that intention. It was going to be my toy. So there might even be more modifications to come. I think some upside down forks might be pretty cool. But, maybe later this winter as boredom sets in. But yeah, I love riding it now. I loved it before, but even more so now. With the reduced weight of the aluminum wheels, and to me the carburetor gave it quite a bit more low-end, mid-range roll-on power. It just feels more like it's supposed to, in my opinion. I don't know. It always felt lean to me with the fuel injection. But she's running great. Love it. Getting about 66 miles per gallon. That dropped a little from 70 when I switched over to the carburetor. Yeah, I don't know. That's about all I've got for now. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments, and I'll try to answer them. Thanks for watching. Okay, well, I hope you guys liked that video. If you have any questions about any of the modifications I've done, please post them in the comments, and I'll answer them. If they're questions, I'll answer them the best I can. I'm going to try to make a list of all the modifications and links to where I purchased these items in the description, so check there if you're interested in any of these modifications. Anyway, I hope you liked the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't and you can, please subscribe. Oh snap! Rain, rain, rain! Gotta love it. And thunder. Yay!